today I'm going to be talking to you about hazelnut oil from AVAT. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about AVAT the company, then I'm going to talk about the product itself, and finally I'm going to give you my opinion of it. My name is Sharon, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe below and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. Okay, so let's get started. I called the company AVAT, A-V-A-T, but the full name is Appalachian Valley Natural Products Anatolian Treasures. I've also seen it referred to as AVNP. Now to further complicate the matter, there's another website out there called Ancient Healing Oils, and they are pretty much copycats of each other. Now the story is kind of interesting. So AVAT used to be a wholesale only company, and it was owned by a man called Butch Owens, and Ancient Healing Oils was and is still owned by a man called John Grosky. Now what happened is the owner of AVAT, Butch, decided to retire and he offered it to John. John purchased the company, and instead of merging these two websites together and these two companies, he kept them separate. And my opinion is they probably both had been around for a while and they had good reputations, so he just decided to keep things the way they are. He did make one important change, and that is it is open to the public. So although he kept the wholesale prices, anybody can order from them. However, there's two different ways you can do this. You can either go in and check out as a guest, and then the receipt is emailed to you, or you can sign up for a wholesale account. It's totally free, there's no minimum, and you don't have to have a business. So I don't have a business, I simply use essential oils and carrier oils for myself and my family. And like I said, no minimum order. So if you sign up for a wholesale account, and I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form, what happens is you have access to more choices. So for example, with essential oils, if you go as a guest, you only get the milliliter bottles. However, if you decide to sign up for an account, you also have options for the ounce-size bottles. Now the downside to this is these outside bottles do not have orifice reducers, which are Euro droppers. I'm going to show you what that is. So this is a Euro dropper, an orifice reducer. It makes the orifice or the opening smaller. Now these outside bottles don't have that. So what happened is I purchased spearmint, and I purchased a 1 ounce bottle of spearmint. It was a few pennies cheaper to purchase the 1 ounce bottle than it was the 20 milliliter bottle, so I decided to save money and do that. What happened is I totally forgot that there was no Euro dropper or orifice reducer, and I just dumped a whole bunch of that into my diffuser. I have learned my lesson. The way I use essential oils, I don't use them that much. Like I said, I use it for myself and my family, mainly for diffusion. I'm not, adding these to lotions or creams or body butters or, massage oil or soap or anything like that. It's just basically, like you guys can see, diffusion. And I diffuse 3 to 5 drops per 100 milliliters of water, and I do it on intermittent diffusion, which is on again and off again. Mine is a generic diffuser, and it's set for 10 seconds on and 10 seconds off. Definitely not ideal. Be better for like 10 or 20 minutes or 30 minutes and then stay off for the same amount of time. But what can you do? This is what I have at the moment. Now, another thing that I really like about them is they have samples. I have really come to appreciate getting samples. Even though I do purchase from, or I have some oils from Eden's Garden, I did get those for free through a buy-sell trade group of somebody who was moving, and I have a lot of oils from Plant Therapy. Now, these two companies are super affordable compared to these MLMs that mark things up and just go crazy. However, I've come to appreciate not wasting material, and a lot of oils go into essential oils, so being able to try samples like this, so this is their carrier oil. They say there's about a milliliter of oil in here, and these are 75 cents, and they're essential oils. Again, most of these are 75 cents. Prices are going to vary. More expensive or precious oils are going to be more expensive, and these are 0.3 of a milliliter. So samples are awesome for a couple reasons. First of all, if you get to try it before you buy it, and you're not wasting a whole bunch of material. The second thing is it allows you to try these more expensive, for example, prickly pear seed oil. That's a carrier oil that's super, super expensive. Or, these rose absolutes or things like that, or helichrysum that are more expensive or more precious essential oils. You can still try them, and I like that. They also have free shipping if you purchase $39 and up. So I always try to purchase, and I've only purchased from them a handful of times, $39 worth of shipping. And with each order, you also get 3 free samples of the 75-cent variety. So that would be like this size, the carrier oil or the essential oil. So that's awesome. More additional benefits. If you live outside the continental US, you do have to pay for shipping, and what he does is something called shared international shipping. I don't have experience with this directly, but I know he will message you an invoice, and you can decide whether or not you're going to carry through with the order, and then somehow you guys split the cost of shipping, and of course all duties and fees and taxes and that. are your responsibility when they come into the country, if that happens. Now, I had looked at AVAT's not their Facebook page, their website, and had I not heard about them through a great Facebook group, and it's called Real Aromatherapy Reviews and More 2.0, and it has 10,000 members. It's not affiliated with any brands or anything like that. They just review aromatherapy products. I would have thought his oils and his website were fake because they are so simple. And I think the reason behind this is John is older. I believe he's 65. It's around retirement. It's run by him and his wife. And they don't put their efforts on kind of flashy websites. It's nothing like Eden's Garden or Plant Therapy. It is super, super basic. They do have social media. They've got Instagram and Facebook. They're not very active on those. They also have a newsletter they put out every once in a while. And you can get information about their sales. Now, on their website, they're going to have basic information. So they use stock photos. You're not going to find pictures of their labels. And as you can see, their labels are super, super plain. Like, these are nothing special. So that's their carrier oil. Here's their essential oil. I have one of their bigger carrier oils, and this actually has green color on it. But this is one way they keep their costs down. So they have a basic website. They're not that active on social media. They have simple oils. And let me give you an example of how much their oils cost. So I bought 20 milliliters of lemon, or citruses like that, lemon. I bought a few grapefruits as well. And they were $5 each. So that is insane. Usually, like Plant Therapy in Eden's Garden, it's about $10 per 10 milliliters. So it's super cheap. So I've given you guys a ton of information about that. One more thing I want to say is they are located in a small town, and they take their boxes from the local high school and use that to ship out their products. So I like that they're kind of giving these boxes, one more chance before they get sent off to the recycling bin. So I do really like AVAT. I definitely think you guys should check them out. They do have GCMS test results available on their website. They are done in-house. But AVAT has been around for a while. It has a really good reputation, and I think they are more geared towards, like I said, it's a wholesale account, so they're assuming that you have experience with essential oils. They are going to usually give you, the extraction, whether it's cold pressed or expeller-pressed, whether it's refined or unrefined, and the COO, which is country of origin. They sometimes put safety warnings on there. Not very often. They're not going to tell you whether it's kid safe or not. But for example, with juniper berry, they said don't drive after you get a massage with juniper berry. And of course, you should be diluting your oils. They've also said for wintergreen and birch, they're like, don't use these unless you have experience with these, because these can be toxic to you. But again, you should always double check your information to make sure that you guys are making the correct choices for yourself and your family. So that's a ton of information about that. I want to talk about the product. So this is Hazelnut. And what happened is I wanted to get $39 worth of products, and they also had an offer where I got this grapeseed oil for free. It's 8 ounces, and it's kind of dinged up, but that's okay. So I decided what I was going to do is I was going to purchase a bunch of carrier oils that I had never tried. And 75 cents, and he says you get a milliliter. I believe you get more. I know you guys can't really see that much. Can you see it? But the oil comes up to the shoulder here. Now, other oils that I have are filled differently, and I'm not exactly sure why. But I do believe there's at least a milliliter, and if there's more, it's nice because you're kind of getting it for free. So I got Hazelnut, and the information that they have on their website is not that much. So they do have Hazelnut. They have the country of origin is Italy. It is expeller-pressed, so this is not cold-pressed oil, and it is refined. Now, I checked the shelf life, and I found different information on different websites. It says 3 months to a year, so it seems to have a very short shelf life. I keep all my oils and carrier oils in the refrigerator. It's away from light and air. Heat and light. And heat and light are two things that can, shorten the shelf life of your oil. Now, I don't like the fact that this is refined, and I feel like I'm learning more information every day. When I purchased these, and this was a few months ago, like 6 months ago, I had a lower criteria of what I have now, and now I really want to purchase unrefined oils. Now, the reason behind this is when it goes through the refinement process, part of the nutrients and, enzymes and vitamins and things like that can be taken out. Now, obviously, some things need to be refined, such as almond oil. Castor oil is usually refined. Emu oil as well. If you use any animal oils, those are usually refined. But for the most part, I try to use unrefined oils. So the fact that this is expeller-pressed, which means there's higher heat than cold-pressed, and it's refined rather than unrefined, right away I can tell you guys I would not repurchase this oil simply due to that. But I still want to tell you guys some of the benefits. So it is high in oleic acid, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about fatty acid profiles, but it's got about 82% of the composition, the chemical composition of this is oleic acid. It's known for being astringent, and it's good for oily skin. So if your skin is oily and doesn't really like oils, they say, try out hazelnut oil. The only issue I would see is that it has a very short shelf life. It's said to help with collagen production, skin damage, and it's beneficial for your hair and scalp. So I tried this. I tried it a little bit. What I did is I had a whole bunch of these oils and I patch tested them on different parts of my face. I did like this, but I would not repurchase it again. And I can't remember if it has a smell or not. I think it has not really a smell. That's because it's refined. So it has kind of like an oily smell, but nothing like something that is unrefined would have. So I've given you guys a lot of information about AVAT the company. I told you guys some information about hazelnut oil, and I also told you why I would not repurchase this oil from them. Now I want to hear from you guys. First of all, have you ever purchased anything from AVAT? If you have, let me know what you purchased and what you thought of it. And if you haven't, let me know if you've purchased hazelnut oil from any company and what your opinion of that was. Please leave a comment below. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. Like this video and give it a big thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. I will see you guys later.